Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Prince Automation Destination. So in our last lecture of collections sorting series, we discussed about comparable interface and then we discussed how we can utilize comparable interface to implement natural sorting for a particular class. In case you are not aware on what is comparable and how to utilize comparable to implement natural sorting for a particular class, I'll request you to please take a look on my previous video to gain some good understanding around comparable, as this is very important topic in Java for the sorting purpose. Also, it is widely asked during the interview. So I'll request you to please take a look on that. Now we'll be discussing about another important interface of Java, that is comparator. This is also used for the sorting purpose, but this one is used to implement the customized sorting. So after learning what is comparator, we'll try to utilize comparator to implement customized sorting for the parameters of the class. So now let us try to understand what is comparator. So comparator is an interface in Java and it is responsible for customized sorting, and sorting will be defined by external class by implementing the comparator interface. So if you remember, in case of comparable, what we were doing, the class itself was implementing comparable interface, sorry, and as a result it was implementing compare to method where it was defining sorting. So let me quickly show you the glimpse of same. So this is the class which we were using, right, and it was implementing comparable, and as a result it was implementing compare to method. So when we were doing collections or dot sort on the list of employee objects, so we were able to sort them either based on name or based on age. So whatever the sorting mechanism we were defining here, so this is how we were using comparable. But in today's case we are going to discuss about comparator and we'll try to understand what is customized sorting and how to achieve it. Right now, let us try to understand what is comparator. So comparator is another interface as we just discussed. So I want to show you a glimpse of it. It has compare method, and comparable has compare to method. So in case of comparable, I can show you it was compare to method, and in comparable compare to method, it was accepting only one argument, while in case of this comparator, the compare method is accepting two argument. Now without further delay, let us jump on to the discussion. So first we'll try to understand what is customized sorting, and then we'll try to discuss how we can implement customized sorting using comparator for each attribute. So in order to achieve customized sorting for objects of a class, external class should implement comparator interface to define the custom sorting. So this is what we just discussed. So we want to implement customized sorting for the custom class. So in those cases, we would need one external class that will implement comparator interface to define the custom sorting for the attributes, and then that particular external class should be utilized for the sorting purpose. So now let us try to understand from the practical demonstration point of view. So what I've done, I have created another package for custom sorting using comparator and copy pasted the same employee class. So this is one custom class which has two arguments, two instance variables, I mean name and age. Then I have created one employee constructor, parameterized constructor to create objects of employee class with name and age. Then this is toString method to print the objects, and at last what we are doing, we are creating objects of employee class with the name and age. So Prince is name and 32 is age. Likewise, second object has Rakesh as a name and 33 as age, and third object has name as Himanshu and 29 as age, Rahul as name and 34 as age. Right, then what we are doing, once the objects are ready, we are putting them into the list of employee. So we have created one list, array list, and we are keeping all the employee objects one by one. So after line number 36, what we have is this employees list contains all the employee objects. So if we now try to print it, what will happen? So whichever order we have inserted these objects, so they will be printed in the same order. So Prince 32 was inserted first, then Rakesh 33 was inserted, Himanshu 29 was inserted, and Rahul 34 was inserted. So this is how we were able to print it. Now if you remember, in case of comparable, what we were doing, we were implementing comparable, and as a result we were implementing compare to method, and we were defining sorting either based on name or based on age. Now, what if we want to implement sorting based on both the parameters? Meaning, if we need to sort based on name, then we can sort it based on name. If we want to sort it based on age, then we can sort it based on age, right? So in those cases, we'll have to define the sorting by the comparator, that too by implementing the external classes, right? By creating the external classes. So let us say now, for example, we want to create sorting, or we want to implement sorting based on name. So what we will do, we will simply right click on this, and I'll, let us say, create name comparator. So this is the class that I have created. Then what I'm going to do, implements comparator this time instead of comparable comparator. And the syntax would be, we would need to pass the class, the one which we want to sort, for which we want to implement the sorting. So implement methods, we need to select compare, and we will implement compare. Now, as we just discussed, that this particular compare class, compare method accepts two employee objects, right? So this and all happens internally after implementing comparable. So we need to write logic here. So o1 dot name, because we want to sort based on name, compare to o2 dot name, right? So this is how we can implement sorting based on name. So the next step is, so if I go by the definition, so in order to achieve custom sorting for object of a custom class, external class should implement comparator interface to define custom sorting. So we have defined the custom sorting based on name. So the next step is use that particular external class for the sorting purpose. Now let us go back to that employee class, and what we will do, we will simply use collections dot sort. So this collections has two methods, the one which we were using previously, that was accepting only list. So that is useful when we are implementing sorting based on comparable, but now we are implementing based on comparator. So this is the method that we need to use. So it is accepting list as first argument, then comparator is second argument. So what we'll do, so employees is the list, and then what we need to do, new name comparator. And then after, what we will do, we will simply print the employees object once again. And let me run it once again. So if I'll scroll it up, drag it up, so you see this was like raw data, and this is after sorting. So it is sorted based on name. So Himanshu is coming first, then Prince is coming, then RH Rahul is coming, and then RAK Rakesh is coming. So H comes first, that's why it is appearing first. Then K comes, that's why it is appearing later, right? So this is how we can achieve sorting based on name. So as we just discussed that we can implement sorting for age as well. So let us now implement sorting based on age as well. So what we will do, age comparator, we will create another class, and again similar to the previous case, we will implement comparator here, and we'll pass the class name in the angle bracket, and then implement compare method. And here what we will do, o1 dot age minus o2 dot age, right? So this is how we can implement sorting based on age. Now the next step is, again we'll have to use it. So what I'll do, I'll simply do it collections dot sort, and employees dot, I'm going to copy paste, and I'm going to replace this name comparator with age comparator. I'm going to comment this section for now, on the previous section I mean, and I'm going to copy this line and want to use it post uh, like age sorting. So I'm now going to run it. So you see this time it has sorted based on age. So 29 is coming first, then 32 is coming, and 33 is coming, and 34 is coming. If you remember, last time REH was coming first because that was sorted based on name, but this time it is sorted based on age. So Rakesh has less age, that's why it is appearing first, and Rahul has age 34, that's why it is appearing later. Now let us say, as we just discussed, so we can implement sorting based on name and age, so we can use them as well. So if we have need to sort based on name, so we can use name comparator. If we uh, want to sort based on age, then we can use age comparator. So let me type in type in one statement, that sorting based on name, and I'm simply going to copy this line and going to print this, and sorting based on age, right? So let me run it once again. So this is raw data and this is sorting based on name. So Himanshu is coming first, then Prince is coming, RAH Rahul is coming, and RAK Rakesh is coming. And this is based on age, sorting based on age. So 29 is coming first, then 32 is coming, then 33, which is RAK. So RAK is coming first now, and then 34 is appearing because 34 is the more age than 33. That's why it is appearing later. So this is how we can implement sorting using comparator. But in this case, we discussed that how we can implement sorting on the individual parameters. So there is another use case of comparator where we want to implement sorting based on both the parameters. Like if names of two objects are same, then do sorting based on age. So this case will be discussing in the next lecture. So for current lecture, I wanted to discuss about this. So we discussed what is comparator, then we discussed how we can implement like customized sorting for the instance variables of the class by utilizing the comparator interface by implementing external classes, and then we discussed how we can utilize it in the collections.sort method. So this is what I wanted to cover, guys. Thank you for watching. I would request you to please like, share, and subscribe.